so today we're going to be looking at the biological concept of monocots and dicots and how to tell the difference between the two. The flowering plants that we find in our garden can be classified into two groups, monocots and dicots. There are a number of things to look at when determining whether a plant is a monocot or a dicot, and that's what we're going to do in this explanation video, is go through those things. The most important thing to remember is that only plants that have flowers, can be sorted into the groups, monocot and dicot. The word mono means one, and monocots get their name from having one cotyledon, which is the part of the seed that grows into the leaves. So mono means one cotyledon. The dicots, di meaning two, they get their name from having two cotyledons, the part that grows into the leaves. So they have two. The next thing you can look at are the vascular bundles, which are in the stem of the plant. Vascular bundles are what give the plant, move the nutrients and the water up and down the stem of the plant. That's what supplies the nutrients and everything. On monocots, they are the vascular bundles, the blue and red dots here, they are scattered all over the stem, and in real life will look more like something like that, like a green sort of stem with the dots everywhere. Whereas dicots, their vascular bundles are in rings or circular shapes and generally have a woody stem and will look more like that. Okay. Do you understand so far?
Yep.
Okay, the next thing you can look at is the flowers. Monocots will flower in multiples of 3, so maybe 3, 6 or 9 petals. So on this one you can see it has 6 petals, so if 6 is a multiple of 3, you know it's a monocot.
Yep.
Dicots will flower in multiples of 4 or 5. So for example, this one has 5 petals, we know it's a dicot, 5 is a multiple. The final thing to look at are the leaves. So monocot leaves will have a long, narrow leaf, and the veins, so the stripes you can see, will generally be parallel or in nice straight lines.
Yep. Whereas
dicots, they are a broad leaf and they have a netted vein. Their veins are netted and will scatter all over the place wherever they want to go.
Okay.
Do you have any questions so far?
No, that makes sense. Awesome.
Okay, so before you have a little activity, we'll just quickly look at this. So again, to revise, mono means one, single cotyledon. They have a long narrow leaf and their veins will be parallel. The vascular bundles, so what gives the plant the nutrients, will be scattered all over the place. And the flowers, they'll flower in multiples of 3.
Yep.
Dicots, di meaning two cotyledons. They'll have a broad leaf, a network of veins that go everywhere. Their vascular bundles will be in rings, and they'll flower in parts of multiples of 4 or 5.
Yep. Okay,
so now knowing this information, these are pictures, I'll mix them up. Can you sort them into whether you think they're a monocot or a dicot, and tell me why you think that. Mix them up. Off you go.
Right, I'm going straight for this one now because it's got a single cotyledon, which means it's going to be a monocot because it has one.
Yep.
Look at this one here, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 petals. So that will also be a monocot because monocots are multiples of 3 petals.
Great work.
This one here has 5 petals, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Not a multiple of 3, it's a multiple of 4 or 5, so that'd be a dicot. Okay, I'll do this one here, it's got 2 cotyledons, which means it's going to be a dicot as well. This one here, the vascular bundles are in a circular thing, so that would be would that be a dicot as well?
Yep, that's right.
Okay, cool.
Their vascular bundles are in rings.
In rings. So this one here, where the vascular bundles are in rings and they're more spread out, that'd have to be a monocot.
Yep. Can you do one more maybe of the leaves, and then that should be good.
Okay, so the leaves on this one are straight parallel, so that would be a monocot.
Yep, that's right. Awesome. So now, given this explanation, do you think you could go out into a garden and tell whether a plant is a monocot or a dicot?
Yes.
Excellent.